What's up, everybody? Kyle Russo here from Review and Preview, bringing you some NBA free agency action. No, I've been taking a little bit of a break on a vacation right now, actually, but of course, wanted to keep you all updated here on the YouTube channel at Review and Preview Sports, updated on all the news happening within the NBA as we are in the midst of an NBA free agency here in 2022. Before I get started about the NBA free agent that I want to talk about, make sure to give us a follow on Facebook at Review and Preview Sports, on Instagram at Review and Preview, on Twitter at Review and Preview 1, on Anchor at anchor.fm/Review and Preview. And of course, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Review and Preview Sports. So, everyone, this is the free agent that I want to start off with here today. And I know that he signed the extension with the Phoenix Suns almost a week ago, but wanted to get this video up here on the channel because I think this is big for the Suns, and it comes with a lot of questions. Devin Booker, 7-year player in the NBA out of Kentucky, signs a 4-year, $214 million Supermax contract extension with the Phoenix Suns. Now, first talking about Devin Booker. Devin Booker, this is a well-deserved contract. I believe he is an all-star caliber player. I believe that he is a superstar, on the verge of becoming a superstar. Obviously, still has so much room to grow. Even though he's been in the NBA for 7 years, he's still only at the age of 26 years old. So still so much room to grow and so much tenure left in his NBA career. But when I look at Devin Booker, these are some of the biggest questions. Two things. One, what is James Jones? Because James Jones, since he's became the GM of the Phoenix Suns, the Suns have done a complete 360 as an organization. A complete 180, excuse me. A complete 180 as an organization. And really that started with Chris Paul and the acquisition of him, because Devin Booker had never had the opportunity to work and team up with a top-tier point guard. Chris Paul surpasses all and succumbs all point guards that Devin Booker has had to work with over the course of his career. Once that happened, things changed. Now, why I bring up James Jones is because Chris Paul, being at the age of 37 years old, 1 year into that 3-year deal that they just signed after they went to the NBA Finals and lost in 6 games, what are they going to do to now add supporting cast pieces to this Phoenix Suns team? Because now here in free agency, there's a lot of questions. Mikal Bridges is a great up-and-coming player, two-way player. Cam Johnson is terrific. Jay Crowder has been good for them. Chris Paul obviously has opened up the doors for so many different opportunities for the Suns team to overcome and take it to the next level, hence reaching into the NBA Finals in his first season wearing a Suns uniform. But it's just not enough. It's just not enough. And last year we saw them make it to the NBA Finals, and nothing to take away from them whatsoever, because Devin Booker is a hell of a player and a terrific all-star caliber player, maybe even superstar caliber player in some's eyes. But what are they going to do to overcome and win the NBA championship? Because last year, the teams in which they went through faced a lot of injuries, right? They played the LA Lakers in the first round. That was a team that was with hobbled LeBron James and missing Anthony Davis. Then I believe they went on to play the Denver Nuggets, who were missing some players as well. The Utah Jazz, I believe, Donovan Mitchell missed some games. And they lose in the NBA Finals in 6 games to the Milwaukee Bucks. So you come back, you retool a little bit. You pretty much bring back the same supporting cast this year. Back-to-back years being the number 1 team in the Western Conference. This year, seeding number 1 in the Western Conference, 8 games above the Memphis Grizzlies, who play second this year. Tremendous regular season by the Phoenix Suns. Monty Williams has done an excellent job as their head coach. And they lose in the second round. And they lose to the Dallas Mavericks. Now you look at their first series up against the New Orleans Pelicans. And when I look at that first series against the New Orleans Pelicans, I'll say this firsthand. I don't think Phoenix would have won that series if Zion Williamson was there. Zion Williamson being the physical presence that he was, touted to be, who he's known to be, although he's missed so much time. We know that when he's on the court, there's almost like nothing we've ever seen before. Again, health is the biggest concern with him, hence him missing an entire season of NBA basketball this year, although he did sign a Supermax rookie contract with the Pelicans, re-upping about a week ago as well. Well-deserved. If he was there, I don't even think the Suns make it out of the first round. In fact, it took 6 games without a Zion Williamson to make it to the second round for the Phoenix Suns. Now, granted, Devin Booker did miss 3 games, but the Suns did not play very well in this series. Henceforth, my accusation that I don't think that they would have made it past the first round if Zion was healthy. Now you move on to the Dallas Mavericks in round 2, right? Again, Phoenix Suns have a lead in this series. They're looking good. They're dominating. All you got to do is beat Luka, right? Easier said than done. Nobody could stop Luka Doncic as far as I'm concerned. At least nobody's been able to contain him thus far, and that's why he's designated as, at least on my list, a top 5 player in the NBA, if not higher on some others. But the questions with Devin Booker come into this. He's not a closer. Unfortunately, he's just not a closer, just does not show up in big-time moments, at least from what we've seen these last couple of years, right? Resort back to the NBA Finals of just a year ago. Now, Devin Booker in the NBA Finals, you may look at the overall stats and you may say to yourself, in 6 games, 28 points per game, 4 assists, 3.5 rebounds, in 6 games in the NBA Finals, his first NBA Finals, that's absolutely tremendous. But in game 6, down 3-2 in the series in Milwaukee, you got Devin Booker shooting 36% from the field, 8 for 22 from the field, 0 for 7 from the three-point line, 19 points in 46 minutes, and 6 turnovers, which in that NBA Finals game, that was the most turnovers that he had in a game that series. And they wind up losing. Milwaukee Bucks are crowned champions. Now you fast forward, you go to this year, 2022, second round versus the Dallas Mavericks. Again, have a lead in the series. Go into a game 7. You play the Dallas Mavericks, go up against Luka Doncic, who also does not have a terrific supporting cast around him. In fact, really nobody with the exception of Jalen Brunson. Obviously, Jalen Brunson signs with the Knicks, so we'll have to see what they do moving forward. But really no supporting cast outside of Jalen Brunson in this series. Spencer Dinwiddie showed up in a couple games. And in a closeout game, game 7, in a game at home nonetheless, Devin Booker logs in 11 points in 36 minutes, shooting 3 of 14 from the field and 0 of 4 from the three-point line. Now, granted, nobody in that game necessarily showed up. In fact, the leading scorer off the bench, or leading scorer in general for the Phoenix Suns in this game, was Cam Johnson, logging in 20 minutes and 12 points. So that being said, that's not how you win a closeout game to move further on to the next rounds to reach the NBA Finals. But with all that being said, the Suns are now in their offseason, and I think they're in a little predicament. Devin Booker deserves every single penny of that contract. But now, how do the Suns build around him? Because for 6 years, 5-6 years, Devin Booker could not reach the playoffs by himself. You give him Chris Paul, and now they've elevated themselves to a championship caliber team. But Chris Paul is on a time clock, father time, 37 years of age. And I get it, he has another 2 years remaining on that contract, but are you still going to be getting an effective Chris Paul? What's going to be happening with DeAndre Ayton? That's really the biggest question surrounding this team so far, because now, about a week into free agency, Bismack Biyombo is signed with the Phoenix Suns to return as their center, but JaVale McGee is gone, in fact, signing with the Dallas Mavericks this offseason. DeAndre Ayton still a question mark. In my honest opinion, I think it's going to be a sign and trade. The rumored team to be interested in offering DeAndre Ayton an offer sheet is the Indiana Pacers, which would, in some cases, people will assume that they would do a swap of a Miles Turner for DeAndre Ayton and obviously some other assets in that trade. We'll see what happens, but nothing is yet to happen with DeAndre Ayton, who, again, is a good center in this league. I don't know if he's deserving of a $100+ million contract. I think it's a lot for a team, especially for an old school type center that doesn't have that much versatility in his game, who's been dominated in some of the worst scenarios possible, especially in this Dallas Mavericks series, where you look at their size compared to the size in which Phoenix had. It seemed like it should have been an opportune match and a winnable match for DeAndre Ayton, but we saw him struggle against a team that necessarily didn't even have a big man for the Dallas Mavericks. So we'll see what happens there. But there are a lot of questions looming around this Suns team. Can they make it back? With great coaching, they can be. And people are saying that with Devin Booker now essentially leading the charge, as Chris Paul has aged another year, as we've seen injuries has plagued him in the past and plagued him a little bit this year as well. Can Devin Booker lead a team? And that's a question that's still yet to be answered. And he's also, on top of that, at some of the biggest moments of his NBA career, like a Game 6 closeout game or a must-win game in an NBA Finals, did not show up. And in a closeout game to move to the next round in a Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks, did not show up either. Again, well-deserving contract. Devin Booker, all the potential in the world, terrific player. But what will the Suns do moving forward? As we've seen the Western Conference get better, the Lakers have gotten healthier. Denver should have some returning faces like Michael Porter Jr. and a Jamal Murray. Zion is back and healthy for the Pelicans. Portland has added some nice pieces. Minnesota adds Rudy Gobert. Golden State's going to get a full year of healthy Klay Thompson this year, and they just came off winning a championship. Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, really 1 year, all a first year, second, maybe third year players on that team getting their feet wet in the NBA playoffs. What are they going to do next season? The Phoenix Suns got to start making some moves. Good first move in re-signing Devin Booker, but got to make more, at least as far as I'm concerned, to get their name and get their organization back competing for an NBA championship. Thank you all for listening. Hope you've enjoyed my take here on Devin Booker signing his 4-year, $214 million Supermax contract with the Phoenix Suns. Once again, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Review and Preview Sports. I'm Kyle Russo signing out. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have enjoyed.